Hello everyone, this is Rob Carney, Whole Health Connections, alongside Xavi Donobedian and Brett Mehlman. So today we are going to talk about sleep. So I had a question to ask the other day, can you talk a little bit about sleep cycles, how we can improve our sleep, maybe how naps work in there? So I brought on these two health experts to share some of their wisdom with us. So I'd love to start with you, Xavi. What are some things that you do to maybe optimize a bedtime routine, get some sleep in? What are your thoughts on naps?
Naps are hugely important. So naps represent anabolic rebound, our ability to regulate the autonomic nervous system. Now, most of us are totally strung out from a sympathetic perspective, so way too amped on caffeine, doing too much work, not enough exercise, or too much, depending on what your disposition is. And naps are an excellent way of bringing energy back into the body and integrating the inner emotional state of your day. So most people don't have a midday routine. They have a morning routine or a nightly routine, but they just leave the midday up to chance. And naps are a fantastic way to integrate a work-in and anabolic activity into your routine, which is hugely beneficial for cognitive function, for heart health, for respiratory health, because when you're in a napping state, you're relaxing and allowing yourself to actually drop into some more restorative brain waves, as well as some different like mind, heart, body, gut connection. That's super important for longevity and health overall.
Awesome. And how about some bedtime routines? What are some things that you do to optimize your sleep during those, maybe 7 to 9 hours at night?
Absolutely. So one of my favorites is blue light blocking glasses. Those are incredibly helpful for mitigating the harmful effects of blue light, which is known to suppress melatonin, one of the important hormones that is secreted by the pineal gland to help us wind down and tune our circadian rhythm. Now, in addition to that, I try to mitigate light exposure at night, perhaps turning electronics off about an hour before bed. And of course the blue light blocking glasses help with that, but they are not entirely proven to mitigate all blue light, so we have to be mindful of that as well. And finally, some sort of meditation or breath work at night is super, super helpful for dropping into kind of the pre-sleep mind state and allowing you to not only integrate the day, but as I've mentioned before, start to really get very, very clear on what you need for the following day, starting to plan, starting to really get in touch with the emotional state of your day as a means of improving your health, longevity, well-being.
Awesome. Thank you, Xavi. So Brett, what are your thoughts on bedtime routines? Are there any supplements you use? What do you use to really get yourself into that deep restorative sleep?
So the first thing that comes to mind is just getting yourself into a good rhythm, trying to go to bed roughly around the same time, wake up roughly around the same time, and once you can entrain yourself into that ritual, that habit, becomes like clockwork. You don't have to think about it too much. On top of that, I like to enjoy a nice warm cup of chamomile tea before bedtime. That's kind of like a good precursor that lets my body know, oh, I'm about to go to bed. As well, I take a little bit of magnesium, which helps you get more restful, restorative sleep. And depending on where you're at, if there's any type of lights or noises, some good earplugs are good, or an eye mask, just to make sure that you can sleep soundly without any disturbances throughout the night. As well, I like to have it a little bit cooler so I can snuggle up under the covers. And also with sleep, your posture is important there too. Paying attention to your pillow height is very important. Roughly speaking, you want your neck to be in a neutral position, so you don't want it slumped down, you don't want it craned up. You want it to be roughly as you are standing upright, and that'll make sure that you wake up well rested, feeling good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. And there's a lot of other little tips and tricks that we can put in the description box here. There's a few other, supplements, superfoods we like to use, along with the magnesium. We like to use some reishi, some cherry juice, the blue light blockers, and as well, like Brett said, like some simple things like earplugs, eye masks. There's a lot of little tips and tricks that we can use to really optimize your sleep, because if you think about it, if you're sleeping for 8 hours a day, that's a third of your life. And that a third of your life is really dictating, in a sense, the other 16 hours of your day, because if you're not sleeping well, you're probably not going to have a lot of energy. You may be dependent on caffeine and other stressors, like Xavi talked about. So really, by getting our stress levels down, by having a lot of deep restorative sleep, we can really optimize both our mind, body, and spirit function. So thank you, boys, for sharing your wisdom.
Yeah, happy to share.